Hey y'all, listen, I'm going to make some y'all sweet tea for tomorrow for Christmas Day, and I'm fixing to put my water on, and then I'm going to make a candy bar cake for tomorrow. So this is Christmas Eve, and so I'm going to put this on as soon as I get it done, but I'm going to make tea and a cake this afternoon. So I'm going to put me some water in here. The correct amount is 4 cups. And I know exactly how many 4 cups is. I've done this so many times. All right, let's put our water on. We're going to put it on. And when it gets hot, when that water gets hot, I'm going to drop this tea bag in it. And let it steep for 9 minutes. And we'll make our tea. But until then, let's make our candy bar cake. Good evening, y'all. I fixed to make a little quick candy bar cake. It's made with a cake mix. But it's like a little last minute thing for Christmas. Just a little extra I'm going to whip up for the kids because they love candy bar cake. Anyway, you can, whatever cake mix you want to buy. I bought a chocolate one. Oh my goodness. Let me put it in there. So we're going to put you know, you're not supposed to beat these too long. I haven't even greased the cake pan yet. This, oh Lord, the crows are coming up. All right, we're going to add a cup of water, because that's, you just do it right by the, what your recipe calls on your cake mix. Boy, they're coming in. There's a cup of water, a half a cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. They're supposed to be room temperature, but I had them out forever. But y'all, my eggs are still cold. I do know this. I've got my heater set on 67 back there. Because I knew if I set it at 70 or something, it probably never would go off. Well, it hadn't been off yet. It just I've got 2 heat pumps going. All right, here's our little 3 eggs. So this is just something you can make that's kind of quick and easy right at the last minute. You thought you needed a little extra. All right, I'm going to turn on medium heat now for just medium speed just for a minute. Let that get all beat up in there. And while that's happening, I'm going to grease. I'm going to do mine in this time. Instead of a big one, I've got a plan I'm going to do. So let me grease my pan here. Yes, an old crow out there. He's in the tree. Okay, got our pan greased. I don't know if y'all can see him or not. One of them's on my picnic table. Let me get this out for you. Let's see if we can see him. Y'all see that crow right there? Look, there's 2 of them. I mean, you won't even see them out there, and all of a sudden you'll put something out for the songbirds, and the crows come and want to get it. All right, got my oven set on 350, and this looks like it's about ready. You don't want to over-mix it. Okay? Yeah, this is just a little something simple that y'all can do. And even if you don't have the candy bars that I have, that's okay. You can put in whatever kind of candy you've got. Maybe some homemade candy or whatever that you need to put in it. Old Santa Claus is coming tonight, isn't he? Oh, yes, he is. He's got all I can say is old St. Nick's got a cold sleigh tonight. He's got a cold sleigh tonight. I'm gonna have to read on that box to see how long to cook it, because I know I'm not cooking it in the pan they want it in, but this is the pan I want it in. You just can't beat chocolate, can you? Oh my goodness. I went over to Hannah's a while ago, and she had some chicken vegetable soup, and she put cabbage in hers. And if y'all have never tried putting cabbage in your soup, it gives it a wonderful flavor. Just wonderful. I think she's doing a refrigerator clean out because she knows tomorrow we'll be eating all kind of good stuff. All right. Because this is Christmas Eve, and I'm making this cake on Christmas Eve. I'll post it this afternoon so you can see it. All right. Let's put this in the oven on 350, and then I'll start on our ice, and I'll show you what we're going to do on it. While our cake is cooking, we're going to make up some icing. And what I did is I took my cream cheese, and I put it in this package in the oven for just a minute so it could kind of sort of get warm. It's so cold in my house that my cheese was as hard as a brick. I got to thinking about all you people in the north. I honestly don't know how y'all make it. I do not know how you do it. And I have people that come to visit me from the north, and some of them come in the wintertime. And what they do is when they come down here, y'all, no kidding, it'll be 50 degrees, and I've got on my sweatshirt and coat and all that stuff, and they're walking around in shorts. They said to them it felt warm to them. Oh my goodness. All right, so there's one thing of cream cheese and one stick of butter, and I kind of melted it a little bit too. And I'm going to put in a half a cup of sugar. I don't know that this is going to be enough, but we're going to start with that, okay? Now I want it to be real creamy. You know, on Christmas Eve night, which that's tonight, I'm making this, it's the afternoon right now. Mother, she always made, what we had for Christmas Eve night was we had liver hash. And what that was she put pork in the pot. She put pork, like a Boston butt or something like that. She put that and liver. She'd put pig liver, pork liver, and then she would put. They would sell lights, but then they outlawed it. And what lights was the lung of the pig. So she'd get the lung, the lights, the liver, and the pork, and cook that down with onions and black pepper. And it was delicious. She put a lot of onions in it, and she'd make a huge pot of rice. And the liver hash would be kind of not soupy, but it was moist. It had juicy in it. And you just put that over your rice, and that's what we ate every Christmas Eve. We'd have liver hash. And they don't sell, you can buy the liver and you can buy the pork, but you can't buy lights anymore. They don't sell that. Now if you had your own pigs, you could, y'all could do that. Okay, let me taste this and see if it's got enough sugar. Seems like it needs just a scoop more. Let me get just a little bit more. I'm going to get maybe a fourth of a cup or a third of a cup or something like that. Just this little bit right here. Of course, I'm going to have candy bars in it. We'll be on a sugar high, won't we? When I was teaching school, we'd have the Halloween, and the kids would go trick-or-treating. Well, the next day when they got to school, they were as hyped up as you have ever seen in your life. All that sugar they had in their blood. We knew that it would be a bad day when... that's good. I'm going to put just a scoop of vanilla. So we got a stick of butter, a thing of cream cheese, and maybe a cup and just a little bit over for that. I'm going to put just a little vanilla in it, and then that's going to be our icing. But also what I'm going to, woo, I dropped something. Also what I'm going to do is this. We're going to have a dollop of the real whipping cream on top of each piece. Excuse me. Let me cough. I got choked on something. All right. We've got our icing ready. Our cake is cooking. And we're going to get over here and unwrap our candy bars and get them ready. I remember one Christmas, my brothers and I, we all got bicycles that Christmas. It was so much fun. We lived in a neighborhood that had a, we lived on a dead-end street, but there was a circle in our neighborhood. You drove up into the neighborhood, and there was this big circle. So we just ride our bikes round and around and around that circle. And I could ride with no hands. I mean, I'd ride for hours with no hands. I learned how to do that. All right, here's your icing. See how pretty it is? Makes a good icing. If it doesn't get hard in this cold kitchen before I can get it spread on my cake. Let's see, you can do all of this. All right, what we're gonna do is just let this sit here till the cake gets ready. I'm gonna move y'all over here in just a second. Those people who haven't used this y'all sweet tea, all you do is when your water gets to almost a boil, which mine was, you just drop this tea bag in it. This will make a whole gallon. You drop it in the water. I always push mine down a little bit. And then I'm going to put a top over it. I'll put the tops over mine. We're just going to let it sit there for 9 minutes, and then we'll do it up, okay? I've chopped me a few pecans right here. Got me some Priesters out. I'm going to put these right here. And we're going to use this Eagle brand milk. I've got our icing in this thing right here. So all we're doing is waiting on the cake. So I'm going to show y'all how to make whipping cream now. All right, we're going to make this real whipping cream. And you want to use your wire to do this one. You know, if you got a hand mixer, you can do it with that too. Okay. When we eat our cake, we're going to have a bowl of this whipping cream in the refrigerator, and you just get your spoon down in there and get you a big dollop to put on your cake because it is so good. If you've never eaten real whipping cream, you have missed out. It's like nothing else. It's not like any kind of whip topping you've ever tried, okay? It's totally different. And I don't normally buy a quart of this stuff. I buy that pint size, and it makes a lot. But they did not have any in the grocery store in the pint sizes. Everybody had already bought it all. Let me get me a measuring cup out of here. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to do some of it. I'm going to do about a cup and a half or something like that. See how thick it is? Look at that. All right, there's your whipping cream. All right, now, whoop! I don't want to waste it. It's expensive. Anyway, I'd never buy a big thing like that. But it was either that I had to buy it or not get it at all. And another thing they didn't have at the grocery store yesterday, which I was going to buy, is some eggnog. Because when I make my eggnog, I put some of the malt in it. And you'll see that in the recipe book. All right, so what you do, when you pour this into your mixer, you're going to turn it on its highest speed until it peaks. But if y'all would get you some of this, It'll keep for several days in a container. And just get you some and make you some real whipping cream. A lot of people like this on their pancakes. The real whipping cream. And we're going to put a little bit of sugar in it when it peaks, but I'm not putting any vanilla or anything like that. Just some sugar. So I'll go ahead and get that out. I don't know if I'll use all that. That's about 3 tablespoons. All right, it's thickening up. And you talk about fattening. This is fattening. It is very fattening. Let me see how what it is. Let me see what it says on here. It's 50 calories for 1 tablespoon. So I'm telling you, I'm probably going to need at least 3 tablespoons on my piece of cake. So that's 150 calories. 50 calories for 1 tablespoon. Isn't that something? I told you, if you're trying to gain weight, I don't know many people that are, but if you're trying to gain weight, you can sure gain it with this. All right, it's turned off so you can see what we're looking at. Can you see this? Look. That's how it looks. Gosh, it tastes good just like that. So now I'm going to turn it and put my sugar in it. And it'll be ready. I'm going to use all of it, I think. That was about 3 tablespoons. To put a dollop on our cake. Yes, this is good on just chocolate cake. It's delicious on pecan pie. Just a dollop on top of your pecan pie. I love it on it. Or your egg custard pie. There's so many good pies. You don't want to put it on something that's really hot because it might melt. Anyway, that's how you make real whipping cream. Look at that. That must be about 400 calories right there. Oh, goodness. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. I don't want to waste any of it. I want to think that quart was like almost $4 just for that. But listen, it's Christmas, and I wanted real whipping cream. I didn't want something that's just out of the frozen section or the refrigerator section. I wanted the real deal. Y'all ever heard the real McCoy? That's what I wanted. Alright, so I'm just going to put this in the refrigerator till it's time to eat our cake. Which will be tomorrow, so I probably need to put some plastic wrap over it. Okay. I hope this video isn't going to be too long. All right, we need to strain our tea up now, so come on over here because it's been 9 minutes. Oh. All right, so here's how you do your y'all sweet tea. I feel like most of y'all have already gotten yours and you know how to do it. But what you do is this. You get your ice and put it in your tea, in your pitcher. And so we're going to get 4 cups of ice. We had 4 cups of water. Now we're going to get 4 cups of ice. Let me get my pitcher over here. I had water in it. Last night I was afraid that maybe we'd run out of water because it's so cold. I didn't know if everything would freeze up. Be there for a minute, y'all. Give me a second. All you do now is you just pour this in here. Let me get me something. I don't want a bag to fall. Pour it over that ice, and I know it goes against your grain to do that, but that's what you're supposed to do. Give it a quick stir, and this is where you're going to put your sugar in. And as this is Christmas, I'm going to put sugar in it. I think I'm going to put about 3 scoops in here. You can put if you want sweet tea, you could put a cup in there, 2 cups, cup and a half, whatever your family likes. So I'm going to put 3 scoops, and that's going to be a cup. Is what I'm putting. Because this scoop usually is about 1/3 of a cup. Okay, let me get me a spoon, a wooden spoon, and we're going to give it a quick stir. And we're going to have our tea for tomorrow. Y'all see my new apron? This is the one that was made for me, and then they made this one for Banks, one of our sweet followers, but it is too little for her. She can save it for her daughter. That's what she can do. She's wearing full-grown aprons now. She's grown so much since y'all in the last 2 years. We've been together. We have been together that long. All you do then is fill up your pitcher. I know my kitchen is a mess. After I do this cake, I'm going to clean it up. I don't even have any cookies to set out for Santa Claus. I guess I'll just give him a piece of cake tonight. I think he'd like that. As cold as it is, he might love a piece of cake tonight. Instead of a cookie and milk, I might give him some hot tea or hot cocoa or something, and a chocolate pie. Okay, I'm gonna check my cake. Let me see if it's ready. Okay. It's not quite ready. I stuck a skewer down in it. It was still on it, so I'm going to cook it about 5 more minutes. Okay, the cake's still in there. It likes a couple more minutes. So what I've done is, this is what's going to go on this icing. Okay? So what you do is this. You cut you up a few pecans, kind of big. I don't want them little. And I've got 5 candy bars out here. No, I've got 6. I've got some little Heath bars, but they're just that little tight mini kind. So I've got 3 of those. I've got 1 Snicker bar and 2 Score bars. You can use whatever kind you want to. They've been in the freezer. So what I do, because I want them real hard, I just hit it with a hammer, and it's supposed to break it up. It did. I can feel it. Like that. You take your aggression out on these candy bars. Here's your Score bar. They're real good on it. Okay, another Score bar. And your Snickers. He's kind of big, so I've had to hit him a little harder. Did it scare you? Oh, Lordy. Okay. Look at that. See what nice little chunks that is. I bet you this cake's going to be 5 million calories. Okay, let's open our little Heath bar. I might not need all these. If I don't, I'll just put it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it till I want it. I'm certainly not throwing it away. That's for certain. Okay, here's your score bar. All these have a different flavor to them, so that's why I like to get different ones. You could use whatever you like. I wouldn't use the Hershey's chocolate because it doesn't have any different flavors in it. It's just chocolate. If you're going to do that, you might as well put chocolate chips in it. Okay, one more. We're almost there. I was looking around to see if I saw my scissors, but I don't. All right, we're going to check our cake now and see what it's doing. Okay, let me check the cake. It's ready. So, here's our cake. Our chocolate cake. I'll show you the next thing we do. Let me turn this off. Okay. I think I put, let me move this back a little bit because I want to show you what I'm going to do. Sit that right there where this can sit on it. All right, let's see if you can see good. Okay. All right, so here's what you do. You take you a skewer. You don't want to take one that's too fat or whatever. And you poke holes in it. Like that. And then you're going to take a can of Eagle brand milk. Now, y'all, you talking about rich. I'm telling you. This thing is so fattening. But I know one thing. It's good. All right. Now then, I'm going to pour this on it. This stuff's so cold it can't pour out. Let me see if I got a spoon. Stir it around. Maybe that'll help. It's cold. And you're hoping it's going to go down in the cake. You're supposed to do it while the cake is still warm. It won't be warm long with me pouring this cold stuff on the top of it. Mama, where I used to live when I was a teenager, we lived in a house that had a balcony because it had a basement in it, and our den was really on the back. It was really on the second floor, but on the front it looked like just a one-story house, but it was actually a two-story house with that basement, and it had a balcony on it that nothing could get to because it was up way off the ground. Well, Mama would make all these cakes and pies and all this stuff, and she would she didn't have, and some of them like that coconut cake like to be refrigerated. Y'all put that in the cookbook and y'all seen it before. All right, what you do next, y'all? I'm gonna take my pecans and sprinkle those on it. So anyway, she would put her cakes on the porch. She had one of those, I think it was a big old Tupperware container or some kind of cake thing. And she would put that on the porch. So if you wanted cake and coffee, you had to go outside and, that was too fat. Let me hit him again. You had to go outside on the patio and get you, on the balcony and get you your cake, bring it inside, cut you a piece. Let me mix that up. I can tell I'm not going to need all this candy bar. We'll put the rest of it in a little bag. Put it in some cookies or something sometime. That's a plenty. My word. So that's how you do that. Now we're going to try to put on our icing. And this is going to be a real something. I didn't put a whole can of that on there. I didn't need it. Anyway, so Mama would have several cakes out there, and she'd have her candies out there, keeping them good and cold. And that was in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And at the back of our lot, we had a canal that went out to a big lake. We didn't live on the lake, but that canal would go out to it, and it was real shallow. It probably wasn't maybe 2 feet deep or something like that, just deep enough for you to get your boat back in there. And that thing in the wintertime would freeze up. It'd be solid ice, that canal would. And me and my brothers and the neighborhood kids would get out there and put it with our rubber boots on and ice skate with our rubber boots on. It was fun. We had a good time. I'm going to smear this. This is way too much icing. So you got something left to ice some cookies or something too. Now if I'd have made it in that big long pan or made it with three cake pans, you know, a stacked cake, you could have done that too. Okay? I'm going to smear it around just a little bit so everybody can get a bite or two. And this is where it's going to be the whipping cream. Y'all, this is mighty rich, I'm telling you. So if you're going to drink coffee with it, don't be putting a bunch of sugar in your coffee. You do not need it. Just put black coffee in a cup and have a piece of this cake. And I'm fixed to have a piece of it right here in front of you. Because I've already heated my coffee from this morning up in the microwave over there. Woo, that's too hot. Let me go get my coffee. Okay, I've got a big mug of coffee right here. Black coffee. And I'm going to cut me a piece of this. Y'all can stay with me. And I'll tell you how it tastes. My goodness. All right, now let's get us some whipping cream. Y'all can come over here and sit by me at the table. Would y'all like to drink coffee with me this afternoon? I don't even have a tablecloth on my table tonight. It's just a plain old table today, my old wooden table. Okay, let's get out our whipping cream. What did I do with that? Oh, here it is. I found it. I found it. I found it. There it is. I'm coming, y'all. Just wait on me. Wait on me. Okay, get you a dollop of this whipping cream. Okay, there's 50 calories, 100 calories, and 150 calories. Plus that cake. All right, can y'all see my stuff right here now? How rich and good is that? Absolutely delicious. Anyway, happy Christmas Eve, y'all. Happy Christmas Eve. I made this for tomorrow, but I had to have a piece tonight. The nuts and the candy is so good in it. I like the candy that I picked out. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to get you over here to me. And let me wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bless your hearts. And you can make you a good old candy bar cake like mine. Have you some coffee. And you'll be in hog heaven. And thank you, Jesus, for being born and coming to the earth, to this old sinful earth, and saving our souls. Merry Christmas, y'all. Bye-bye.